us whenever you're watching this, whether it is live now or the recording. It's a pleasure to have you, and know that you are sharing this with all of your people, knowing that there is some good that they will receive from this, as are we all. So we're going to start with our personalized opening song, One Love. This. Oh, oh,
oh, oh, yeah. There's a place where love grows, where the spirit in you knows that you're welcome as you are, shining bright like every star. Come and learn, come and play in the sacred light of day. We're unfolding, growing free in the One Love family. One love, one life, one spirit divine. One heart, one life, your journey and mine. Where compassion flows and grace abounds. One love, where love grows, love is found. One love, where love grows all around. Yeah. One love, one life, one life, one life, one spirit divine. Yeah. One heart, one light, one life, one life, your journey and mine. Where compassion flows and grace abounds. One love, where love grows, love is found. One love, where love grows all around. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Welcome to the sacred space where we honor every face. The splendor of the God in you shining through in all you do. Learning, growing, hand in hand together, we will understand. Prosperous, giving, heart set free. One love is our destiny. One love, one light, one spirit divine. One heart, one light, your journey and mine. Where compassion flows and grace abounds. One love, where love grows, love is found. One love, where love grows all around. Welcome home to one love. To one love. Welcome home to one love. Where love grows, yeah. To one love.
It's all love, all love. It's all good. So, we want to welcome each and every one of you. Welcome to One Love Center. We are on a mission, and you're welcome to join us. Well, you have joined us. We are on a mission to provide a welcome and stable welcoming community for all who choose to learn, practice, grow, and play in the understanding of spiritual principles and spiritual living. We have a vision. We envision a world as a sacred environment where spiritual living flourishes through the continual growth and development of learning and application of spiritual principles. Also, our community has been lovingly created as a place of fellowship, meditation, prayer, sacred and healing service, musical celebrations, classes, workshops, and spiritual film. One Love Center practices compassion in service, love in action, and joyous, prosperous giving in the community. Also, we recognize you. We recognize your presence. We recognize the splendor of the divine spirit that is you. Please know that we support you in being the best you choose to be in this glorious life, and we thank you for celebrating spirit with us today. Welcome to One Love Center. Welcome to a place where love grows. Thank you for being here with us. So at this point, we're going to, I do want to mention that my guest host, or host guest, collaborator, partner in this spiritual world here. Lita Perez is joining us in the conversation, and she's currently working behind the scenes. So, yeah, well, this is what we're talking about, and I'm going to lead this into our opening prayer. It says, what if we expected the great, no matter what the world looked like? This week, we explore how belief and expectancy work together to shape our lives and defy limitations and defy our expectations, because many times, as you've heard the phrase, a lot of times we end up playing small, and we expect just very little. It's like going to the ocean in a bucket and only putting a little bit in the bucket, Yeah, so we're going to move beyond those limiting beliefs and limiting expectations. All right, so please join me as we go and flow within to this great, highly holy place within. And it's deep. It's deep within, and it's limitless in all areas of our lives, knowing that there's only one life. And that's why there's only one life. And that life is God's life. And that life is perfect. And that life is my life now. It's the life of each and everyone, everywhere, constantly expanding, always more, never less. And that is the nature of the divine, the nature of God, the nature of all that the Creator creates. So I am knowing that one love center created from the mind of the divine is expanding in our wisdom. We're growing in our understanding, and that includes each and every one. Knowing that each one is called to express their highest and the best. And so I know that this time together, this conversation, which is inviting everyone to participate, is another example of moving beyond limitation, of expecting the best and knowing that the best is now to come. And so I'm knowing that each one has the ability to move beyond where each one has previously been, even as of yesterday, even as a moment ago, defined to be held by previous expectations, which may now even be limitations. And so I am knowing the right and perfect music, the right and perfect words, all of the perfect ingredients coming together for the greater good in the here and the right now. And I affirm it for each one, no matter when each one hears and catches this vibration. I know that each one benefits in wonderful ways that defy any expectation. So I affirm it, knowing that this is the truth and knowing that the law knows what to do with it, which is bring it to a wonderful, positive, and uplifting fruition. And so I let it go, let it be, and affirm. And you can affirm with me by saying, and so it is, and now it is. Right on. I'm going to bring Lita Perez to talk about prayer, the power of prayer, and how you get to use it and use us.
Hi, Grand Rising. It's so wonderful to be here. Thank you so much. Well, One Love Center for Spiritual Living has prayer professionals ready, willing, and able to remind you that you are spirit empowered, charged, and always and already within you for your immediate use. So please call us, and you can call us at, you can leave a voicemail message at 646-685-3344. You can also contact Centers for Spiritual Living World Ministry, and that email is oneprayer@csl.org, or you can call them at 425-235-4326. Our email, if you'd like to email us directly, is oneLove@onelovecenter.org. We are happy to pray for you for 7 days. And 7 days later, come on back because we'd love to hear how you are doing. Thank you so much and have a blessed, blessed Sunday. Thank you for being with us today.
And thank you, Lita. And just to remind folks that we are practitioners. So if you need a practitioner session, we call it a prac session. You need more in-depth time knowing the truth about whatever situation that you're going through. Contact us. Let us know. It is on a fee basis. No one is turned away. So we just want to remind you of that there is a lot available for you in this wonderful journey of life, moment by moment. You don't have to go through it alone. And if you just have questions, you can email us. If you have any doubts, email us. You want to add something to the conversation, and the show's over, you can email us, and we'll have a conversation about whatever come up for you. All right. So glad to have you here today, as every day. And it's a great conversation. I love the opportunity to talk about these unlimited possibilities when it comes to expectations, when it comes to and like it says here, what we'll see will defy explanation. I'd like to think that I have all the answers to everything that shows up in my life. I have no explanation. I mean, I have what I think is the truth, and I can explain what I think is what I see.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so much that goes on beyond it. Like what, as it says here, what if we expected the great, no matter what the world looked like? And I'd like to add to that. It's like, no matter what we think the world looked like,
right?
Because so many of us think the world looks like what we see on TV or hear or watch on the internet, and there's so much more, and sometimes it's a lot less. Because it's not always the truth that we're seeing these days. So we explore how belief and expectancy work together to shape our lives and defy limitations. And I love that. Did you want to mention anything about this before we continue?
Absolutely. Defy limitations is what it really came out to me. Is we're always saying, I can do this, but I only have so much. Or there's, we always look at what we're limited by instead of what is in abundance and surrounding us in abundance. So we are going to defy those limitations and know the greater good that is there for each and every one of us.
Absolutely. And that really is something that many of us do organically. We just do it anyway. We do our best to defy limitations, whether we know we're doing it or not.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the interesting thing. And the greatest example of this is children, especially when they get to, age 2, and they're in exploration mode because they're now mobile and they, have some language, they have use of language, and, and so the most powerful word is for them a lot of times is no. And why? Not that they're looking for an understanding, but they why, why, and it's always a test to us.
Yes.
Because then we have to come up with an explanation.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ask why to different people, you'll get different answers. So we always question, well, what is the truth? What does the world look like from my viewpoint?
Right.
And as you mentioned, Lita, what limitations have I already been working with in my life that I may not even see them as limitations. That's just, how's the saying go? That's just how it is.
Right. There's another saying, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Not always, not always. There's more.
That's right. That's right. But wait, there's more. Yes. So it reminds me of that story that I've heard around the holidays, but basically it's about our consciousness, our thinking, and our limiting beliefs that we're not even realizing that it's a belief, and it's about it's a holiday time, and there's a woman who was baking a ham, and she told her kids, okay, here's how we do it. We cut off the ends and we put it in the pan and we stick it in the oven, and the grandchild says, asks the mother, oh, what, why do you do that? He says, I don't know. That's what we always do. And she says, ask my mother, ask your grandma. She asks her grandmother, well, why do you cut off the ends? She says, well, that's what we always did. And the great grandmother was there. And she said, well, why do you cut off? She said, well, when I was growing up, our oven was only so big and we didn't have room for the whole ham. So we had to cut off the ends to make it fit. However, none of the people after her, the kids or family members knew that story, why they cut off the end. They just cut off the end. So, so they were losing out,
Right? On extra ham.
Yeah, right. So, they were living under limitations and didn't even know where they came from, and actually for a while it had defied explanation because they didn't know. And that's one of the things that we do here. We work with a divine knowing, and not necessarily on that limiting level. We don't even have to have the answer,
right?
But what happened is the young one asked a question, and that set the ball rolling for a greater understanding to defy the limitation, not the limitation of the activity, the limitation of knowing. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what we do. We move past what we think we know into a greater knowing and a greater understanding about what's possible. And that makes us into possibilitarians.
That's right. I love that word, possibility.
I heard Reverend Cindy say that the first time.
And I loved it when I heard her say it too. Yes.
All right. So let's get into some knowing. Let's get into some quotes. Why don't you take the first one?
Sure. Expectancy speeds progress. Therefore, live in a continual state of expectancy. No matter how much good you are experiencing today, expect greater good tomorrow. And that's from Ernest Holmes, This Thing Called You, page 66 and 67. Mm-hmm. I love that. Expect greater good tomorrow. Don't think that this is all the good that I have. When I dropped my kids off when they were going to high school, and they'd, kiss me goodbye and they're walking away, and I go, expect great things. I'd say that to them every time they left. Expect great things. Have a great day. Expect great things. And those every time they left.
And it's important that you are able to impart that little wisdom with them that opens up a whole world. Most times in my life, well, actually, I never heard that growing up. And even if I had, I probably wasn't prepared to expect anything great. It didn't feel like that coming up. And so to live in a continual state of expectancy, I was pretty much looking for, okay, well, what's next? It's like, dodging gangs and, and junkies and, just feeling like, I don't know, just try to make it through the day.
Right.
That was a lot of my experience growing up a lot of times.
Your expectation was one of worry and chaos.
Yeah.
Rather than the greater good that is yet to be for you.
Now, I have to admit, the greater good that I expected was nothing's going to happen. And that would have been better. Yeah. And it did happen, and I'm grateful. And there were times when it took a while for me to experience something greater happening. And then I came to realize something great is always happening.
Absolutely.
Where am I looking? What am I expecting? Because we know today what shows up in our outer world is a reflection of what's going on the inside, in our mind, in our belief. So in my life, I release limitation and consciously cultivate a deeper expectancy for greater good? Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, we do. And we have tools to help us do that. And we use them all the time. We use prayer,
Right.
right? And folks, remember, almost every word spoken from you is a prayer of your life. So be careful, because that is a clue to your expectancy. You
I
know?
I love what Ellen has shared with us. Yes, possibilitarian. What is more possible? This question opens us to be open for infinite possibilities beyond my expectations, which always works for our greater good, regardless of what it is. That is wonderful. I love that, Ellen. Thank you so much for sharing that. It's so true. It opens us up to the possibility of what is good, what is beyond what I ever expected. Our expectations go so far sometimes for some of us, but then to open it up to know that something greater and better and higher is best for you.
Thank you. And Ellen, of course, is our other practitioner. And, and that's the whole theme for the year is open at the top.
Yes.
And the top at some point becomes a limitation. And
Mm.
then we have to be open even then, so that, we are the top increase, opens even higher,
Mhm.
So, we're always reaching a
Higher.
top,
Yeah.
a limit, and we have to move beyond that. So
Right.
thank you, Ellen, and thank you, Lita, for that. I'll read the next one.
Sure. Let me get that there for you.
There is a powerful good in the universe greater than you are, and you can use it. We all believe this. The question is, why do we not use it more effectively? If all things are possible to faith, why do we not have more faith? That's Ernest Holmes, Living the Science of Mind, page 18. And it's great. I love that because that's like the beginning of the book. And
Right.
it really is a question that happens throughout the book and throughout our lives. It's
Mhm.
like I had to get a deeper understanding of what my life looks like when I use faith.
Correct.
And I always like to say that we have 100% faith, like we have 100% love and peace and understanding and forgiveness and all of these qualities of spirit, of the divine. Yet, how much of it are we using? I like to include patience.
Mm.
We have 100% patience, and that's an easy one because how many people say, I've run out of patience? Uh, well, no, you haven't. However, how much of it are you using in the moment? And it's the same with faith. I love that Bible, passage, it talks about, faith of a mustard seed, and mustard seeds are really small. I mean, they're like a pinhead,
Mm.
and that's all you really need because you plant a mustard seed and it turns into a forest of mustard seed plants. I mean, one plant has like hundreds and hundreds of seeds, and when those fall in, like they say, don't put mustard in a garden. Because next thing you know, the next year you're gonna have mustard plants all over the place. And that's how faith works. So you don't necessarily need a lot. You just need to use what you have a lot. Big
Right.
difference.
Mhm. You mentioned having patience also.
Mhm.
And I am reminded of the patience of Job, just waiting, not waiting, but just being patient, not searching and wondering ahead, but just having that patience and sitting in there and knowing in that space. Job waited years, right? But wasn't really waiting, was just patient.
Yeah.
Just patient, knowing that it would unfold for him, right?
Yeah, and that has to also do with the idea of it's in God's time.
That's
Because in God there is no time. It's just a perpetual now moment, and and I like what the reflection mentions. What fears, doubts, and habits of thought might be preventing me or any one of us from fully trusting and using the greater power for good in my life. And usually, that's always a false belief or a negative faith
Mm.
that says, well, it's not going to work out for me, and not aligning myself with my true self, my true nature,
Yeah.
which is child of God, a creation of the divine, and when I forget that, then fear and doubt creeps in and doesn't take long.
No?
It's like either or. It's like either I'm steeped in faith, and if there's a crack in the armor, there's a little fear and doubt that's
Mhm.
right there. And that thought itself prevents me from, moving further in my faith, in my positive faith and trust
Mhm.
that things are working out for my greater good.
I
And
love what it says the power of good there, and the power of good is God. It's in
Mhm.
capitalized power for good, and it's the greater God in my life. I love that part there, and it is about having that faith and just trusting that 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 is true for you. That the power of good resides in me, inside of me,
Yeah.
and I have been seeing lately that doubt and that fear um, this week alone, because things were there was turmoil, there was
Mhm.
anxiousness,
Yeah.
and I finally found myself driving in the car, thinking of all the what ifs, but going in the wrong direction, and I realized, oh no, there's a greater good, and I need to focus on that. So isn't that wonderful that you're given that opportunity to yeah, I'll get that that you're given that opportunity to re-examine where you are in your life. And so there I was in that angst of what was going on, instead of trusting and having faith that the power of good is already there within me.
Yeah. Well, it has been said um, that in this human form, we have built-in forgetters,
Mm,
and and so that's why it takes vigilance
mm,
and dedication to our own positive faith. And it's so it really is okay to use affirmations and to use prayer and mantras and anything and everything we can to stay minded, and reminded
mm,
about the truth of who we are and the truth of whose we are and how whose we are works for us.
mm,
Uh, because I of myself, as many different sayings, I didn't create all of this.
mm.
We get to co-create how we exist in the world. But yeah, there is a power for good, and I heard so long ago that God is short for good.
Yeah.
you know,
But is God, God is good. Yes.
yes, absolutely. Yeah. So let's go on to the next one. I want to recognize also that we have Uh, Yahya Rahim watching, or if it's just him, or maybe it's Hajra joining in. But we
Oh,
want to thank you, Yahya, and uh, all those who may be watching and silently in the background. You're all welcome.
welcome, welcome. Yes, let's go ahead and start on the next one here.
Yes,
You
go
want me
ahead.
to take that? Or you want me to take that?
Yes,
Oh,
please.
create the highest, grandest vision possible for your life because you become what you believe. And that's by Oprah Winfrey. Inspirational quotes for business owners. Create the highest, grandest vision possible for your life because you become what you believe. I love this quote. It is so true. We sometimes will create only this much because what is possible, what my vision is for something grand, sometimes feel unworthy, you know? At least for me, I speak for myself, of course. It's like I want this certain space or I want this certain um, accomplishment, but I only take it this far. What if I went a little higher? What if I went bigger? What if I did it a grand vision of what is possible? Because as they say, if you shoot for the moon and fall into the stars, you're still doing well, right?
Absolutely. And, that's why that saying from who knows how long ago, it says, aim high,
Aim high.
you know? And, yeah, it's interesting if you shoot for the moon and land in the stars. Well, the stars are further than the moon. So that's pretty good.
Well,
Um,
you're right. It's all over.
what vision of my life am I currently holding in thought? And is it expansive enough to reflect the highest possibility within me? And this isn't just for us to answer. This is for everybody to explore within themselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So when it says I am or me, as you read it as though you wrote it, as you're asking yourself this question. And I know for myself, yeah, there is more. I know there's more that's available for me to be, to do, and to have. And I'm usually, uh, how do I say it? It's like riding a horse and you're holding back on the on the reins. It's like, I don't want to go too fast.
Yeah.
I want to be in control.
Mm,
And a lot of times when I let go of the reins and just let this life go,
mm,
and just things are happening and snowballing like down a mountain, and I just go along with for the ride.
mhm,
And whatever belief that might be in me that says, no, I can't control it.
mm,
That's ego. That's ego just trying to protect me, just trying to make sure I'm safe,
mm,
because it's exhilarating,
mm,
and it's it happens in a way that it's unexplored territory. It's
mm,
like being in a high speed train and you look out the window and you can't even focus on what's going by, you
mm,
know. And that's what happens when at the speed of spirit. It's like, no, I want to get on the local so I can see everything along the way. Let's take some stops.
yeah.
No, but the express, the spirit express, it knows better than I, in
Mm.
my human mind, what my good is and what's good for me.
Yeah, I'd really like to put it out there to who is watching us right now. What is your vision of your life right now? What are you holding in your thought at this moment? We'd love to hear from you. Definitely, let us know how some of these are touching you, and we'd love to get some feedback from you. Um, I know that for me, the vision of my life, I I love the thoughts that I had this morning, and I was envisioning my new space, and what it looked like. I tend to watch these shows that have to do with,
I got
sorry,
it.
you got it? That have to do with building new homes and new property and having your dream home. So anything that has to do that I've been watching lately, because it's inspiring me about what is possible. I have that vision now of what I'm looking for in my future. I even have a picture up on the wall on a floor plan of what I really like to see as I walk into my home. What's the first thing I see? It's wonderful to have those things in front of you because it provides that wonderful support that and that visioning and that prayer within me. It just makes it all real for me to have that in front of me, and it gets me excited again. It gets me like, oh, I can't wait. That's what I'm looking for, almost to the point of being emotional about it, that I'm so thrilled and seeing that I see it in front of me. I know it's already there. What has been your vision for you, Reverend Rodney?
Oh my goodness. Well, yeah, I do have a number of them. And I do visioning on a regular basis. That's a visioning life process, and you'll hear more about that later. And it really is a great way to tap in to getting a glimpse of God's highest vision for your life, and I do, and I'm living in that vision. I get to travel and speak at other places, and meet new people and have new experiences. That's definitely a vision. And are there limitations on that? I have recognized that there are. Like, I haven't really done it internationally yet, the way I would like to. So first, and like what Lita has done is she watches TV and she sees what other possibilities are going on. That with our limited thinking, we're just not going to catch that vision necessarily. And so there are different ways that we can increase our awareness of what's possible and move beyond what we think is possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's go on to the next one.
Oh, yes. Let me see.
All the power of the universe is with you. Feel it, know it, and then act as though it were true. Ernest Holmes, Science of Mind, page 302. All the power of the universe is with you. Period.
Done. Know that.
Yeah, that's right. Live it.
Mm.
So even if you're living within limitations, live it fully.
Right.
And guess what? You're going to break through those limitations, living your life fully as is right now. You're not going to be able to help it. It's like last month we were talking about living on the edge. You're going to step over the edge.
Right.
When you live your life so fully, it's going to be full to overflowing, and go past any previous limitations. We can't help it. That's just how we physically grow. We're physically unlimited in how our body manages itself. In general terms, we do our best to take care of ourselves. And the body knows what to do and how to do it, and is not limited by the skin that it had yesterday. By the oxygen that we had yesterday. We are moving beyond any of these previous experiences. Yeah, go ahead. You want to speak to that?
All the power, in our Science of Mind magazine, this is the one mantra that continues throughout all the passages. And I love the feeling that I have when I read this. All the power of the universe is with you. And it's, for me, I felt that there were times when I'm reading this passage, and it's every single day I read the same thing, and acting as though if it were true. Sometimes in the beginning, Reverend Rodney, I was like, well, then it isn't true, and I have to act as though it is. I question myself on that vision or that possibility of it being true. Mm-hmm. So for me, sometimes I just struggled with it because of what I was going through, especially in the past week. But I realized at the end of it all, actually yesterday, I went, if I act as if it were true, then it is true.
That's right.
I just need to act that way and know that the truth is already there. So I came to that realization just yesterday after a week of struggling with that.
That's great. That's a great realization. And what's even better is that you made it. And as we realize it, yes, it's true. The truth is, it's true anyway, whether we believe it or not. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. When you hear the universe is conspiring for your greater good, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, yet the power of the universe is working on our behalf, on our being whole. Mm-hmm. I like be whole better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. We have one more quote if you'd like
Let's
to
do it.
Let me put it back. Here we go.
Go ahead.
I welcome everything that comes to me today because I know it's for my healing. I welcome all thoughts, feelings, persons, situations, and conditions. I let go of my desire for power and control. I let go of my desire for approval, and I open to the love and the presence of God. Amen. And that's from Thomas Keating, The Welcoming Prayer. This was a challenge for me, of course. What did this bring up for you, Reverend Rodney?
Well, I want to ask, what's challenging for you?
Ah! Going through some physical things that are going in my life right now due to a car accident, knowing where it says, I welcome everything that comes to me because I know it's for my healing. Healing is where I was, from this accident that I had. So I had thoughts and feelings behind the whole thing. And so it was a challenge for me. The things that came up, the situations that came up, the doctor bills that came up, all those things. But I had to let go of it. I had to let go of that control. I had to let go of wanting to hold on to, this is how I need it to be done. I don't want to have to experience this. This is painful, and it wasn't until, like I said yesterday, and going through the prayer and remembering how powerful that prayer is, that I really felt, I'm going to tear up a little here, the presence of God. And I thought, that's where I needed to be. That's where I needed to go. And I love that. So for all those who are experiencing some challenges in your life, stay with prayer. Reverend Rodney, I take it back to you.
Well, thank you for sharing that. And yeah, I mean, I can see the challenges here for myself as well. First of all, many times when things happen and that I don't like, why is this happening? I question it. And my first thought is, oh, how wonderful. This is for my healing. That's not my first thought. What good is going to come from this? Now, that's the challenge,
Right.
because I wouldn't even ask what good. I'm going to just say, that is so good. Wow. Just can't wait to see how wonderful this all turns out. That's not what you said in a car accident. Every car accident I was involved in, that was not a thought that ever came up. Was, oh, this is wonderful. The healing I'm going to have. No, that. So, however, what this prayer is saying is that, yes, out of every cloud has a silver lining. Whatever belief we have that there was something negative about it, the healing is believing that the presence of God is right where I am, has always been right where I am, and will always be right where I am, right here and right now. And that's the truth, is the healing. That truth is the healing. The being reminded that no matter what happens, however we label it, whatever we call it, judge it, criticize it, or whatever, the bottom line is the presence of God is right where I am.
That's
at
right.
all times. And sometimes it's not easy to not separate the body from the spirit and the soul. It's all one. In God, there is no illness, there is no sickness. God cannot be hurt. God is all powerful, and we are made from this all powerful presence. So physically, yes, we can feel, we feel the hurt, to the pain in the body or whatever, and what do we call it? Oh, it's separation. In that moment, yes. And the healing is reverting our mind back to the truth. And yes, there is a process. We call it time in the healing process. If you cut yourself, it takes a little time for the wound to heal, or whatever wound that we're experiencing. It does take time in a human experience, in this human manifestation of spirit, of a physical manifestation of spirit, to have the physical healing.
Mm.
However, truth is that who I am, the truth of who I am cannot be harmed, cannot be touched, cannot be hurt in any way, shape, or form. And when we live that truth, that's our world,
Mm-hmm.
and that, to me, if we're all walking around with the armor of God, from our consciousness, that we know that we are guided, guarded, and protected in all that we think, say, and do in our world and our intersection with all other individualized worlds. There's no reason to drop a bomb over here or there. There's no reason for hurt or harm. There's no reason to steal. There's no reason to separate ourselves from the truth of our being.
Yes.
And that's what this prayer does. It reminds us the truth of who we are, and that the presence of the divine is with us at all times, not when I remember it.
Right.
But it's the truth all the time.
One of the prayers that I do from Living the Science of Mind, and almost daily I do this: my body is a manifestation of the living spirit. It is created and sustained by the one presence and that one power. That power is living in and through me now. And it goes on. But it was then that, I started saying, well, thank you. And being grateful in that moment, that although struggling with that challenge of what the body is showing me, that gratitude made me feel as though I'm not alone. I feel that presence,
Yeah.
And going into gratitude and being thankful and saying, you're showing me something. I'm learning something. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And it just came to that realization that, it's all good. It's all God.
It reminds me of the other quote, and thank you for that. In all things, give thanks. Doesn't mean necessarily be grateful for all things, because we don't know. We're not grateful for all things, but in all things, give thanks.
Give thanks.
So, and as you mentioned, we don't have to wait for anything to happen to be grateful, to be thankful. That is our attitude of gratitude, which says, I don't need anything to happen to be grateful. I'm just grateful just to be grateful. I am loved just to be loved. Mm-hmm. I don't wait for some to decide, well, I'll be loved. No, I am love. Mm-hmm. I am grateful. I am peace. I am joy. All of these are within us as we are, without anything having to happen. Thank God. Mm-hmm. Because what if nothing happens? Well, I'm just not going to be loved until. No, that's not how we get to live. Mm-hmm. Because it's already who we are, and we come from that place. Mm-hmm. And there's no reason to have to limit ourselves in the expression of the divine within ourselves. So when you step outside your door, you're stepping outside the door as all of these things, not waiting for something to come and then decide I'll be grateful, I'll be happy, I'll be loving, I'll be, kind. No, we are it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And thank you, Ellen.
Yes, that's good. One grateful in all things, not grateful for all things. Big difference, right?
Yeah.
It is a big
absolutely.
Difference.
Thank you.
That, Ellen.
All right. So we're going to turn now to our affirmations of truth.
Yes.
This is the ways that we continue to remind ourselves of our oneness with the divine and all the good that comes along with it. So please remember, when we do our affirmations, take in a breath and release the breath, and then recite the affirmation. And would you like to go first?
Sure. Thank you so much. So let's take a deep breath within and exhale. It is so that I believe in goodness, so I expect the great. Let's take that in one more time. A deep breath in. It is so that I believe in goodness, so I expect the great.
I invite each one to take a breath and give a breath. It is so that positive expectancy is my spiritual stance. I meet every challenge with the inner conviction that the best is now to come. Oh, let's do that again. Breathe in. It is so that positive expectancy is my spiritual stance. I meet every challenge with the inner conviction that the best is now to come.
Mhm. Let's take another deep breath in. It is so that I am a channel for creative intelligence. My thoughts, words, and presence defy limitation and quietly rewrite the story of what is possible. Oh, that's wonderful. Let's take another deep breath in. It is so that I am a channel for creative intelligence. My thoughts, words, and presence defy limitation and quietly rewrite the story of what is possible.
It is so, and so it is, and now it is. And just keep that up for a moment. I just want to remind folks it is capitalized. It stands for infinite truth.
Mhm.
Infinite truth is so, and so infinite truth is, and now stands for new opportunities welcome. Yes. That's
Mhm.
what now means. When you see I write now like that, new opportunities welcome.
Put dot, dot, dot on that.
Yeah. And so it is, and now it is.
Thank you. All right, I'll leave you to it.
All right. And staying in the now. And anytime there is prayer requests or prayer activity, it's always in the now. Because in the mind of the divine, in the mind of the one true power and presence, the creator of all things, throughout what we might call is only now, that the creator who has created from itself all of the good in 100% fashion. And that 100% continues to grow. And so, what was previously a limiting thought or belief was previously 100%. Well, guess what? That space has grown. So, it takes a little more belief and a little bit more faith and trust in the unlimited possibility to create a new limit, a higher limit, a more expansive limit. And knowing that, yes, with the right frame of mind, the mindfulness, each one of us gets to move beyond any previous limit. I am knowing that there are track stars who are limited at a 4-minute mile and then move beyond that. I know that when it comes to achievements don't stay as they were. There is the divine, which empowers one or another and all to move beyond previous achievements, previous goals. The telephone did not stay as a wooden box with a couple of wires. It expanded, it became unlimited into what is being used now, a phone and a watch or a ring. And know that there's still no limit to what that can be. So it is with each and every one of our lives that we are growing and expanding in the unlimited possibilities of not just this physical life, but how each one shows up through their faith and belief in the metaphysical, beyond the physical, that each one accepts greater and greater good when it comes to relationships, when it comes to relating with each one in their true nature as the divine, as God, as each of us, as one. It's happening. It's happening now. That this message is getting out and affecting and infecting each one with a greater truth of who each one is. I know this is true with health and wellness for each and every one. That there is sparkling and vibrant health already available by a divine blueprint for our lives. That yes, the greater is now to be. Greater experience of health and well-being. I know this is also true in the areas of our finances, that whatever is necessary for each one to live to their fullest potential is and open to receive the divine support, whether it is money or anything else that makes life worthwhile and worth living, in support of pursuing and living to the fullest the purpose for being on the planet. I give thanks for this, for knowing that each one says yes to the greater possibilities now open and available by simply saying yes and convicting their mind, brain to move into that awareness, to accept it as it's already true that the presence of God is and always not just within, it is all that each one of us is. Inside out, outside in, and all around. And I know that the desires for each one for the greater good is already manifesting in the here and now. And I release this word to the law of the universe, which does its job. No limits there. The only limit is what each one says good is. And the law will correspond and continue to correspond as each one moves past the previous limiting beliefs, no matter how good they are at the time. And so I speak this word knowing it is already done. I let it be the good that it unfolds to be for one and all ones of the one. I affirm it by saying amen. And so it is. And now it is. Peace and blessings, beloveds. All right. All right. So you did experience prayer, our form of prayer, affirmative prayer, spiritual mind treatment prayer, with treating the mind with truth. And we are prayer professionals ready, willing, and able to remind you that spirit is the power, charging always and already within you for your immediate use. And that's what we do to remind you of the truth, to remind you that, yes, there is a powerful good. And all of us have practitioners. All of us get to use the truth, use the word for the greater good to be revealed. And you can make a prayer request. And my request is make a prayer request. Yeah, make a prayer request that says, that asks, what's possible, whatever you're experiencing. Ask what else is possible. And you can email us at onelovecenter.org and put in a request that way, or you can call 646-685-3344. Also, you can contact the World Ministry of Prayer, and you can email them at oneprayer@csl.org, or you can call them on the phone at 424-235-4326. Please know that whoever you contact, your prayer request will be kept in the strictest of confidence. Also, my request is that when you make a prayer request and your prayer has been answered, let us know. We will treat for 7 days. So if it hasn't been answered, let us know. So we'll continue to pray We believe in push. Pray until something happens. Okay, so you let us know when it happens. Okay, and we're going to bring Lita Perez back and talk about the abundance in your life and how you get to share it.
All right. Thank you so much. And so we can't do any of this if it isn't without your support. And we just want to make sure that you know of the opportunity to share your support and your abundance with us so that we can continue to do the work that we do. And so we're grateful for your donations. And you can see right there that you email us at onelovecenter.org. You can use the Cash Me app at $OneLoveCSL as well. And so for the affirmation of abundance, I ask that you place your hand on your heart, and I'll put this up here. And so say this affirmative prayer with me, affirmation of abundance. Money, as one of the many gifts of spirit, is good. As I share my offerings, I know that I am actively creating a space to receive more gifts, more money, and more good. I am grateful for the ability to give and for the good works these gifts do in our center and in our world. And so it is, and now it is. Thank you so much. All right, so now we're going for announcements here. And if you want to bring up the announcements I guess we'll do it this way. Yes. So Science of Mind magazine, we get it every day. I love my Science of Mind magazine. I read it every day. And our Reverend Christy Hardwick is the feature, who's doing the feature author of the daily guides. And her quote today, or her affirmation rather today, Sunday, March 15th, is I see myself by the light of love and I live in harmony. Now, if you decide that you want to have, thank you very much, you can subscribe to this monthly magazine, and One Love will give you 6 free months. For further information, just go to our website and join our mailing list, and it's onelovecenter.org, and order your magazine. Read along with us. I know that you'll enjoy being a part of that. Next announcement is tech support. We need tech support. We'd love to have someone come and be our person in the background. We don't mind doing it, but it would be nice to have someone who has a heart for helping us and has some tech savvy that can probably teach us a few things as well. So we are looking for that. You can help us with managing the broadcast at 646-685-3344. And of course, our usual email, oneLove@onelovecenter.org. Next on our agenda is, the 2026 Centers for Spiritual Living Convention is coming up April 7th through the 10th. You'll see the website right there. We strongly encourage everyone. We invite you to one of the really a great time for everyone in CSL. Together, enjoy. So join us April 6th through the 10th. Next, we have the virtual retreat. I'll bring Reverend Rodney back for that one. The virtual retreat, is that something that you had, that you wanted to share, Reverend Rodney? I'll let you come in for that one.
Okay, just give me a moment.
Sure.
Things are moving around fast here.
There you go.
Okay, Spring Renewal Visioning Retreat coming up at the end of the month, Friday, March 27th to Sunday, March 29th. It is led by none other than Ray Jordan, practitioner emerita. She is absolutely awesome when it comes to leading visioning life process, originally formulated, created by Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith, visioning. And as what this will most certainly help you not only defy explanation, it will help you move beyond any limiting beliefs or limiting or limitations in your expectations. All right, because you get to just dissolve all that stuff and go with the spirit. So the good thing is that it's by donation. You can attend as many sessions as you want. So check it out. I'm going to put that information in the chat. Contact information. So there are 9 sessions. You can attend as many as you like, and donate as many times as you like, or once, or whatever works for you. It's awesome. Been doing it for years and years and years, with Ray as well, and it's a spiritual tool that is at your disposal. So take good advantage of that. Also, we have the conference coming up by people of African descent, New Thought Group. It's called Celebrating Our Soul. We're coming up to the 3rd one, and we have something for you to watch about that, which will be further inspirational for you.
The People of African Descent New Thought Group presents Celebrating Our Soul, Claiming Our Sacred Power at Unity Village from August 13th through 16th, 2026. This exclusive event hosts Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith of Agape International Spiritual Center, Brother Dr. W.H.AT from the Ethiopian Mission in Ghana, meditation leader and teacher, professional sacred space holder, Reverend Paulette Pipe, and more. The People of African Descent New Thought Group once again brings you top quality masterclass presenters like Reverend Deborah Johnson, Master Practitioner Aisha Mason, Reverend Vernell Nelson, Jeffrey Noble, and more. Not only do we have empowering workshops, but the grounds and ambience are sublime. Yes, it is very hot in August in Missouri, but the best part is getting to enjoy the best that nature has to offer. You, your kids, and or your friends can enjoy the Unity Village Nature Trail, the short waterfall, the amazing labyrinth, or you can join the group that is going to the one and only Negro League Baseball Museum and the Jazz Museum. Even if you don't go to the cultural immersion and field day, you can stay on the grounds and enjoy pampering yourself with energy workers offerings, such as a massage or reflexology, Reiki, or pranic crystal healing. That's right, pamper yourself. The best price is now during early registration through March 31st. Don't delay. Register today at padntg.org. Be there.
Okay. Well, guess what? There's another conference. You can go to a convention. You can go to them all. It's just so powerful. This is the Convention of the Americas, okay, in Chapala, Mexico, July 21st to 25th. Lita will be there. Ellen will be there. I will be there. We'll have great ceremonies for us. And there's going to be a lot of great stuff going on there. It's not a very big one, so it's definitely is. What's the word? It's great. It's not crowded. You get to really personalize it with people.
It's all of the good things. Yes.
Yes, so much more, as you can see, and deep connection for sure. Mm-hmm. So it's international. You'll get to meet people from all over, and registration starts now. Mm-hmm. So
we're excited.
Don't delay.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. What else do we have? We already did this one, and the Book of the Month Club. This is the book that was suggested for this month, and Multi-Species Cities, Solar Punk, Urban Futures, and that's by Christopher Ruprecht and Deborah Cleland. So this is just a book. Every month we have a book to suggest, and this is our book for the month. So that's it for us, and that's it for the announcements. And I think you have a special song, Reverend Rodney, for us to close out on? Oh, closing prayer first.
That's right. Any closing thought you want to share before we go into prayer?
No, I really enjoyed this. I'm seeing a lot of comments and excited about all the things that we have in here and that people joined in on the conversation. So thank you for that. We always encourage you to join in on the conversation. Let us know your thoughts on any of the reflections that we have. I really enjoyed today, and thank you so much for joining us.
All right. And let's go into prayer.
All right.
The closing prayer, benediction, good word. The good word is that there's only one, and all of that which is of the one, which is each one of us of the one. It's been wonderfully a great opportunity to be moved and inspired by the conversation, by this the whole energy around moving through any limiting thoughts and beliefs, allowing ourselves to be in the world of what if. And what if, remember, being wholeness, harmony, abundance, the absolute, and trust. And the if, what if? Infinite foundation, infinite faith, whatever that if means. It's not a question, it's a way of being. We get to embrace it all. And so I am knowing that this week, each one gets to look within and ask, what if my thoughts and my beliefs move past what I used to believe, what I currently believe? What if I use more faith than I've previously been using? Knowing that the power of God is mine to use now and always. Each one gets to say that. Mm-hmm. Each one gets to use the power of God greater and greater. And get to talk about it, get to show it, get to prove it, get to be it. You come back and let us know. Yeah, this is what worked. This is what didn't work. So use each day as a proving ground for the power of God in your life. For this and so much more, I give thanks. Allow it to be the good that it unfolds to be here and right now. And so it is, and now it is. Yes.
Thank you.
All right. We have a song. Yes, we do. All right. And it's going to come up in just a moment by Eddie Watkins Jr. And I'm just going to get my finger on it.
There you go.
And this is, you hear this song, as so many of our songs, put yourself in a place of the singer. You know, own it, feel it. And here we go.
Strong enough to bear the burdens that sometimes come living this thing called life? Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork in the road? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone, and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Will I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? will I have the health of mind and body to live a life of grace and wholeness. Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place. I am the place where God. You are the place. Moves and breathes and has we are the place where God shows up. I am the place. I am the place where God. You are the place.
Yes. What if it's beyond expectation? What if, and I know it is, that the infinite truth is beyond expectation? That's who we get to be, beyond expectation. So just trust and know that as you live your life, you can live beyond your own expectations or anybody else's expectations. Let us know all about it. Peace and blessings. See you soon. Thank you, Lita. Thank you, Ellen. Thank you, Yahya. Thank you, everybody who's watching and will watch. Peace and blessings.